If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
B.B. Calmer, head football coach and athletic director Adam Fossett joins us this morning. Second year at the helm at B.B. Calmer. And before we get too far into the work, you just back from a mission trip too.
Yes, sir. Yes, I had an opportunity to go to Honduras with our church, Silicaca First Assembly. We spent 7 days in Honduras, and
That can be sobering, can't it?
very, very humbling experience. Very spiritual experience. So we were able to stay. We stayed about 45 minutes outside Tegucigalpa and stayed on an orphanage site. There was about 43 kids there. We spent 6 days helping build another building at a retreat area that was about a half mile from the orphanage. A lot of work. We laid block for about 5.5 days, and it was a half-mile walk there, a half-mile walk back, and you laid block for 8 hours. So a lot of work, physical work there, which was helping to build the ministry and helping to advance the ministry there. But got to see a lot of things, got to experience a lot of things that really help me spiritually and help me grow. Mm-hmm. As a husband and father and as a football coach, to experience that and to express it to other people. So
yeah, Honduras is a very violent country, a lot of crime there, but yet there's some beautiful people there too.
Yeah, and people there are great. The first night there, we took soccer balls and we took some other stuff over there, and I gave out 4 soccer balls to the kids, and they were kicking them around, and they had us involved, and we were playing with them and everything else. And when it was time for them to be done and go in, all of them tried to bring the ball back to me, and they were trying to give it back, and I was like, no, it's yours. And then they just, the smile on their face was just priceless, and the couple of them hugged me and ran off with the soccer ball. And every day past that, you'd see them out there playing. And they made sure that you saw them. Hey, we're playing. We're enjoying this. And
you go to minister, and they end up ministering
right,
to you.
Yeah. You come back touched by it, because it's so it's a simple life there. Mm-hmm. It's not, they have an appreciation for so much, and it's not the fast-paced world. It's not the we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do that. We got cell phones, we got social media, we got all this stuff involved. These kids were happy to get a soccer ball. These kids were happy to get new underwear and T-shirts and just small toys and things like that. So they honestly ministered back to us.
Yeah.
Probably more so than we ministered to them.
Wow.
We had an opportunity to go to a Teen Challenge campus there, and just an amazing experience. So those guys at the Teen Challenge in Honduras were, it's just a different feel. It's the spirit that they bring into the service and the dedication to it and things like that. They do a really good job, and their Teen Challenge over there is, it's self-contained. They farm, they weld, they build, it's a survival thing. They're kind of teaching them a trade, but it's also survival. They have to farm and work the land to eat. So just a different ordeal altogether. You'd see, the hillside. There's houses on top of houses on top of houses, and I saw a mother. We were traveling, and I saw a mother lift her son into a dumpster to dig and pillage for whatever was in a dumpster, and just very, very sad. Some areas are just sad areas, but the people there are great. The countryside there's beautiful parts of the country. So very, very grateful to have the opportunity to go. Grateful for our pastor Brian Jones setting up the trip and making it possible. So 20 of us went, and I want to say the youngest was 19 and the oldest was in their 70s.
Wow.
So just a great experience, and it was it's something that I'll never forget, and it's something that I'll moving forward I'll kind of instill some of the things that I've seen and use it in life.
Well, let's talk a little high school football. B.B. Comer set for fall camp in a couple of weeks and be a part of the Talladega County Media Day today. What about this Tiger football team?
We're getting better. It's this time last year we were talking about numbers are good. We're at 30 kids. The excitement's there. It's new. It's a thing. We have an energy about us. And this year we're averaging 47 kids at workouts.
Wow.
That's 7th through 12th grade. We're averaging 47 to 50 at workouts. We technically have 52 names, and some people have some that have weeded out and some that just not. It always happens, It's not necessarily a bad situation, but on a consistent basis, Monday through Thursday, we're averaging 47 male football players at workouts. So numbers are good. We're getting stronger. We're getting bigger. It's a 3-year process as far as getting caught up in the weight room, but you can see the numbers getting better. We just did our maxes at our end of summer maxes in the past couple of days, and numbers have gone up. Mm-hmm. So it's been a good summer. We're still young. We have 5 seniors this year. We still have a lot of youth.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, we still have a lot of youth. But our 7th and 8th and 9th graders are really picking up on terminology. They're picking up on football sense. They're picking up on those things, and teaching football has been the struggle, I guess, because it's easy for a kid to play a video game and say, I threw the ball 60 yards or this, that, or the other, but explaining how to line up, explaining, getting a kid to come off the field after a series and tell you, all right, this is what was going on, this is what I saw, is what we're trying to get from them. Instead of coming off the field and my line coach asking the tackle, all right, what'd the guy do? And he's like, I don't know. Well, coach, they had a twist, they did this, they did that. Then we can make changes and we can help each other out, so to speak. So we're learning football. We're learning terminology. We're learning what to do in certain situations. So
you're in a region where, if not the toughest region in the state, it's in the top 5. Oh, yeah. And these kids are gonna have to learn on the job real quickly.
Right. Yeah. You've got to learn fast, and we talk about depth. Piedmont played for a state championship last year. They beat Randolph County in the semifinals to go play in the state championship, and Sachs was beaten the round before in the 3rd round. So
all these are on your schedule.
All these are on our schedule. So, but the commonality between those 3 teams is they played about 4 guys both ways. Other than that, they 2 platooned. Piedmont played probably 3 guys both ways, and the 3 that played both ways got to rotate in and out because they had other guys that could fill in. So, and I've used that throughout the summer, telling our guys, because we've got about 6 guys that are they're that far away from being able to be starters for us. Mm-hmm. And if they'll just push the limits, just give me a little bit more, just give the program a little bit more, just give their teammates a little bit more, then they can work into, hey, we can trust you as a starter. And if we can trust you as a starter on the D-line, then my nose guard, who's also my offensive tackle, doesn't have to start both ways. We can pull him off and let him rest a little bit, and then we can put him in. So explaining strategy to them has been tough. It's interesting, though, to me, because like yesterday we had an OTA at the stadium, and just the strategy of it, and me, I'm calling plays this year, so the strategy of it and the whole building of it and things like that coming together, it makes you a better coach because you're having to go back to a basic level and explain and have to. So it's almost like a refresher course as a coach to okay, hey, we got to, I got to break this down. I got to explain this way, so forth and so on. So it's kind of a refresher course as a coach too, and helps everybody out.
As a play caller,
yeah,
I mean, that adds even more because the buck stops right there with you with the play to your quarterback. You've got 2 or 3 guys going with you today: Kobe McCain, Raphael Johnson, and Jacob Price. Talk about these 3 young guys.
So Kobe McCain plays offensive and defensive line for us. Kobe has really committed to the weight room this summer and gotten bigger, gotten stronger. I think he's gotten mentally tougher too, which is a huge thing. Kobe and I have talked about the mental toughness aspect of it. Kobe's just a big kid, He's one of those kids that you wish you could redshirt because I think one more year would really put him over the top as an athlete and put him.
Is he a senior?
He's a senior, okay. Yes, sir. So he's one of those kids that just he's hard nosed. He works hard, but I need him another year to refine him a little more. And Kobe's got good grades. Kobe's got good ACT score, and a couple guys looking at him. A couple smaller schools looking at him. So that helps out a ton. Just program wise, when UNA, North Alabama was walking through the door and West Alabama was walking through the door and things like that during the spring last year, my guys are seeing that and they're so that gives them a little bit of drive. But Kobe's a good leader for us. He really helps offensive line out as far as leadership. Yesterday was a rough day for our line, and he was one of the guys that was picking them up and trying to get them going. And
speak about Johnson and Price just a little bit.
Jacob Price is this is actually going to be Jacob's first year playing under me. He played younger, but he played through the spring. Jacob is a true leader. He's going to do everything the right way. He's going to do everything how you're supposed to do it. He's going to tell kids when they're doing it wrong, especially in the weight room. Jacob is one of those guys. Going back to yesterday, like in the 7-on-7 stuff, Jacob's one of those guys that he's not the fastest kid, he's not the strongest kid, but he makes up for it by doing things the right way. So if he's supposed to jam a receiver, he's going to jam the receiver. He's going to get hands on him. If he's supposed to drop, he's going to drop however he's supposed to do. Whatever he's told to do, he's going to do it. He plays fullback for us. He had some great catches. Coming out of the backfield for us yesterday. The rule with Jacob is, and it's kind of between, I guess it's more comical to us because the rule with Jacob is if he catches a pass, he's not allowed to make a move. He gets whatever yards he can. Because I tell him, like, look, you're a good athlete, but you're not swift side to side. You get what you can get, and either get out of bounds or north and south. So, but yeah, he does a great job for us. And Raphael Johnson. Raphael has come a long ways.
Pretty good athlete right there.
He is a heck of an athlete. We didn't realize it in the spring. We just kept feeding him the ball and he kept getting yards. But in the spring, 2 quarters against Ragland, 2 quarters against Vincent, he racked up about 300 yards on the ground. Had a couple touchdowns, had some really good runs, and then he turns around and plays defense, has a couple pass breakups, a couple key open field tackles and things like that. So Raphael has, if he continues to progress, he'll have a chance to get some looks and possibly play at the next level. So, and that's huge for him. That's huge for the school and the program and things like that. But the biggest thing about Raphael and the biggest, I guess the best thing for me as a coach is I've seen him mature off the field. I've seen him mature as a man. I've seen him get better. I've seen him develop into a leader and grow up. I told him when I first got here, I told him to grow up 16 times, a week. And Raphael, you got to grow up, and then we talk about what does it mean to grow up, and he's built a good foundation with himself, over the past year or so, and just done things the right way, and he's heading in the right direction and things like that, And that's what the kids
looks
see.
at the quarterback. Who's the quarterback? What do we got this year?
Carmichael, Devontae Carmichael is our quarterback. You know, and going back, you know, last year Ward Rush was our quarterback, and Ward will be a senior this year, and it's in the spring we moved Ward to a fullback position, and moved Devontae to the quarterback, and
Why?
just based on some changes we made in the offense. Ward was hard nosed. He was going to knock you out, and you know when Ward was at quarterback for us last year, there were sometimes I wish he would have gotten down. You know, just get what you can get and get down. No, he's plugging and lowering his head. So, but Ward was a great asset to our program, and had an injury, and is not going to be able to play this year. And you know that hurts us as a program, because if you want to talk about just hard-nosed kids, if you want to talk about a leader, you want to talk about a true just grit kid, he's got a lot of grit about him. So it's been tough trying to find somebody to replace him, but he's one of those guys that I told him yesterday, I'm like, man, we're going to have you help out. He's going to be, we'll have him coaching something, or you know,
Sure.
I'm gonna give him a practice schedule and say go coach. So, but losing Ward was big. Now, going back to the question you actually asked, I just want to speak on Ward for a minute, because it hurts my heart that a kid can't play. It's something that he's done his whole life, and it's taken away from him. So it's tough. But Devontae does a good job. His younger brother is one of our receivers, and yesterday he was like throwing to his brother, I said, man, there's other receivers. You know, I get it. You know, you guys have been throwing the ball together for a long time, but yeah, he does a good job for us. He's really soaked up the offense and done well with that. We have some stuff where some of our zone stuff is read stuff and read option stuff, and he's picked up on that well. Coming into it, he won the ball all the time. And everything was a keep. Buddy, everything's not a keep. You got to read it. You know, there's certain keys that you read, and then you decide if it's a keep or a give. But he's done a good job. He's a good leader for us. He really emerged as a leader. A couple weeks ago, we went to the FCA 707 in Shullsburg, and he really grew up that day. I mean, he commanded the huddle. He was telling receivers, you know, what they did right, what they did wrong, and things like that.
Finally this morning, Coach Adam Fossett, in his second year at BB Coleman, our guest this morning, and not only the head football coach, but the athletic director, and you got a big fundraiser coming up Saturday.
Yes, yeah, we've got another chicken queue coming up.
That's pretty good last time I got that.
Yeah, we've done this a while, so I've done this every school I've been at. As a matter of fact, last spring, Shelby County High School asked me to come down and set it up for them. So
There's a lot of meat, man.
So yeah, we did 800 halves down there. But we have a chicken queue fundraiser. We're cooking this Saturday. Pickup time is 3 to 5. We pre-sold tickets. However, we do have extra halves available. Plates are $10. You'll get a half a smoked chicken, bread, and chips for the $10. Everything's right there. It's funny because people will come up, and I have people set up making plates and this, that, and the other, but people will come up and they'll just walk past where they're making plates. They want to see what we're doing. They want to like, what's going on?
Well, you have to admit,
you know?
that's a pretty
it's
long grill.
Yeah, I guess I've done it so long. It's not impressive to me. It's just work, you know. But they'll stand around and talk, and that's one of the best parts about this fundraiser is there's a lot of hanging out, you know, while you're doing it. It's a lot of camaraderie, a lot of the dads. Some of the dads come and help. My coaches are there. Some of the kids are there helping out and things like that. So. But it's a great fundraiser for us. You know, we solidify. We do a good job in the fundraising department because it's a necessary
It's a
evil.
must.
Yeah, it's a necessary evil. So with football, we know we're going to sell Cokes in the spring. We know that we're going to sell watermelons in the summer, and we know we're going to do a chicken cube. And those 3 fundraisers pretty much put us in a position to handle the season. And we're very fortunate, and last year we were very fortunate, and it looks like we'll be fortunate again this year, because we have different groups and churches and organizations in the community that are helping with pregame meals and other little things that we need. So it's been very, very beneficial for us.
Contrary to what rumor has it, Coach Fossett did not grow those watermelons.
No, I did not. No. I wish I could take credit for that, but and the watermelon thing is an interesting thing, because about 8 years ago, I'm originally from Georgia. I know guys that coach over there. I knew guys from South Georgia. So 8 or 9 years ago, I called one of my coaching buddies. I'm like, do you know anybody that farms watermelons that would sell them to me for cheap? So let me talk. He calls me back. He says, call this guy. So I call this guy and I tell him what I'm doing. I tell him what he said. Yeah, I can take care of you. How many do you need? I said, I don't really know. So we go down there and we get like 500 watermelons the first time. And before we go down there, he says, look, I can't sell them to you. I said,
500 watermelons?
Yeah. So he says, I can't sell them to you. He says, I'll give them to you.
Oh, wow.
So everything is profit that we make off watermelons. So this year, fast forward to this year, I tell our guys, look, the sky's the limit. He's giving them to us. We have no overhead. Let's try and get 800. So we get 800 watermelons, and we cut a few open, and one morning we cut a bunch of them open and fed the kids and stuff like that. But in a 2-day span, about a little over 2-day span, we sold right at 800 watermelons.
Wow.
We sold out in a 2-day span, and that's based on just social media and people knowing people and spreading the word and everything else. But it's also in the community. Everybody came and, hey, we want a watermelon. And we were set up at the old Rite Aid parking lot, and it was like a drive-through. I mean, it was so. But the community, like, it was just fun to see, because yet again, we asked, hey, look, we have a product, we're trying to raise money, and people are like, hey, we're in. Here's $5. Here's $10. But the community stepped up and helped out, and it wasn't just Comer people, it wasn't just Sylacauga people, it wasn't just, it was people. Oh, this is for the football program. Hey, I like watermelon. I like football. Here,
right there.
Yeah, So, but it's fun to see. You go back to the competition part of it. Sylacauga and Comer, as far as 7-on-7, competed yesterday, and great day.
It's a great relationship there.
Oh yeah, the kids have a blast with each other. They were kind of talking back and forth, but it wasn't anything. It wasn't vindictive. It wasn't. Nobody's trying to hurt anybody or anything else. It was a great competitive 20-minute game, and it was all. Everybody got better.
Yeah.
We're able to score some points. Sylacauga's able to score. We do something bad. They do something bad. So, but we got better. And we didn't have to go 60 minutes down the road to compete. We didn't have to get on a bus and ride for an hour. We got together at the stadium and played, So, I'm one of those guys, I want Sylacauga to win all the time, Hey, Matt and those guys work hard. Hey, I want success for them.
Sure.
Every time him and I talk, it's, hey, if you need anything, let me know. And that's kind of the way it works. We get along well, and that's the way it's got to be.
I know you got a full load on your plate today. Appreciate you joining us. Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at BB Comer. They're scheduled to go off about 3 o'clock this afternoon up in Talladega at First Bank of Alabama, the 8th Talladega County Coaches Media Day. And Coach Fossett, always a pleasure. We'll look forward to you with the Coach's Corner this fall, too.
Sounds good. Thank you.
More Daybreak right after this.